Yo, what is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody's doing good. We are pivoting to fantasy football, and we're discussing what risk on these players is there this year. Is there too much risk for these two wide receivers that I got on my board? Is there enough to get their value to continue down the trend that we have grown accustomed to? And we know that there is a lot of good value down these boards, especially for these aging veterans that we do have. And I got two on the board that I'm still not fading this year because there is not a lot of risk, especially for where we could draft them. First on the board is Big Mike Evans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm telling you, okay, this is very interesting. He's coming off one of his best seasons in the entire NFL, which is absolutely shocking given his age. The guy has not missed a 1,000-yard season. He is a future Hall of Famer, and Mike Evans should continue down the path of being one of the best wide receivers in all of fantasy football. Finished last year as the wide receiver 5, 243 points with a nice boom rate of 70.6 on the board. You gotta love that for Big Mike, and I think it's a good situation as he comes back to Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield's still the quarterback, and you still got a lot of good weapons here to deal with. Chris Godwin, Trey Palmer are your 1-2-3 punch with a Mike Evans. You got rookie Jalen McMillan, who is my guy. You guys got to watch out for this kid. He is very good, but you're talking even going back to 2022. Mike Evans was the wide receiver 16, only had 186 points and a 46% boom rate. So you see his uplifting value this past season to rank him as the wide receiver 5. He is extremely solid. 79 receptions, 1,200 yards, and 13 touchdowns. He was an absolute gem touchdown getter, and his ADP value was extremely low last year, coming off that, not necessarily miserable season, but not Mike-esque season that we have grown accustomed to. But Big Mike is going to be absolutely phenomenal once again this season. We're talking where he does rank in this situation right now, especially with Baker Mayfield. The statistics last year, okay? 4,044 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions in the pass game, mostly from Baker Mayfield. So you got to understand, they're looking to keep this going, at least get another leg up. Will we see another 4,000-yard season? Maybe. Will they continue down this path as this offense continued to grow last year with Rachaad White, taking pressure off the wide receivers? Now they add a guy like McMillan. You got a guy like Trey Palmer who can actually play ball. There is opportunity here. Will Chris Godwin actually see his season increase as well? Baker Mayfield did show that he is at least capable to move this offense down the field, which is something that we do like. But you're talking about who ranks above a Mike Evans at this point. It is Marvin Harrison Jr. at number 10, Devontae Adams 11, Chris Olave, CO2, my guy, at number 12, Mike slotted in at number 13, Drake London 14, Debo 15. So around this area of where you're drafting a Mike Evans potentially, what is the value that you could potentially return on right now? Mike is the overall 22 wide receiver. And I mean, you can make arguments for all these guys. Do we believe that Marvin Harrison in his rookie year, yes, being that true, elite, talented, potential prospect coming out of college football, playing with a Kyler Murray, can he be that guy that's going to be over the 1,100 yards and give you 10 TDs? Absolutely, there is potential, but he is a rookie. He is going to learn on the fly. And I'm saying at number 10, that's a little too rich for my blood, especially because they're, talking about age. This all have PPR rankings, by the way. This is not Dynasty's all redraft. So you're seeing where I'm going with this right now. When you're talking about wide receiver 13, you could stack your running backs, go and get your quarterback if you wanted a little early. I'm not one of those guys that usually wait on them. If Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes are gone, you wait on your quarterback. But I'm talking Mike Evans at number 13 value. I would only make the case right now for Chris Olave above a Mike Evans at this point. Devontae Adams, quarterback problems in Las Vegas, and we'll see what they do with the Raiders. It's going to be very difficult for him to be, especially Brock Bowers there. Mayers was, playing very well last year. We'll see what the running game does. I don't think they're going to have a lot of play-action pass that's going to be opening up unless Zamir White does run like a bat out of hell like we hope he can. Then you got Mike Evans sitting here at number 13. Drake London, everybody's high on him this year because of Kirk Cousins, and I completely understand that. And then Debo Samuel with all the injuries that he does have throughout his entire career. Mike Evans slotted in at number 13 is an absolute steal right now for wide receivers, especially since he was top 5. I'm projecting him right now this coming season. Potentially, this is the floor of 218 points, health aside. Let's say they play all 17 games, 218 points, which still puts him in the realm of, top 10 wide receivers in 2024 with a potential boom rate once again of 70.6 because it is right there for the taking. And Mike Evans, I mean, what risk are we really talking about? Big Mike, because he's going to give you the numbers. Stayed in Tampa Bay. Family wanted to stay in Tampa Bay. He's ready to do it again. Future Hall of Famer should get you at least 8 to 12 touchdowns and over 1,000 yards again. There's no question in my mind. So I do believe it. Interesting aspect on a Mike Evans. You saw his career catch rate is under 60%. Blows my freaking mind the fact that he is under 60% in career catch rate when he does put up all the numbers that he does have in his NFL career. Absolutely killer, man. Next one on the board is Keenan Allen. New digs, Chicago Bears wide receiver, now loading up with DJ Moore. You got yourself a Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, Velus Jones, Tyler Scott, Cole Kmet. I mean, they added DeAndre Swift. You got Gerald Everett, so there's plenty of mouths to feed. So you understand why Keenan Allen is dropping down this board just a little bit. He also is coming off one of his best seasons in the entire NFL, so I understand people saying there is going to be a regression. Can't fault you for saying that. But this offense, okay, you know, a lot of people got to pump the brakes on what the Chicago Bears are going to do. This division is absolutely stellar, man. The Lions picking up steam, almost made it to the Super Bowl. You still got the Packers. They're on the ups as well with all the youth movement they got. The Bears are trying to replicate that as well, trying to be, you know, give this youth movement, this quarterback, give him all the weapons that he can handle so that they can actually move this offense with a defense that is still improving in that same stance as well, man. 108 receptions, 1,200 yards in only 14 games for a Keenan Allen last year, 7 TDs. Absolutely killer season. They ship him out to the Bears. Boom rate last year was 76.9%, where the year prior was only 60%. So you see wide receiver 8 numbers for a Keenan Allen this past year. What is he going to do? Are we going to see a regression with Chicago Bears? I do believe so as well, because it is a rookie passer in a Caleb Williams. And if we're talking about what the Bears did quarterback-wise last year, I mean, you're talking 3,400 yards, 19 TDs to 15 interceptions with a Justin Fields, with a Tyler Bagent. I mean, what are we truly expecting from a Caleb Williams? Do you really believe he's going to throw over 4,000 yards and be like a CJ Stroud? And a Stroud only had, 22, 24 TDs last year? So how much volume and productivity is he going to be able to support to all of these wide receivers when it comes to Keenan, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, like the guys I'm saying? And Rome Odunze, how are you going to support all of these weapons as a rookie passer in this offense? Going to be very difficult without question. They should try to set up the run quite a bit. And we're talking where he does rank this year already on the ADP consensus. We got Keenan ranked as the number 28 wide receiver, and I think that is just a little low, but it could be fair based on the fact of, like I'm saying, target share, potential removal of target share for Keenan Allen, even though we know he can take a boatload of targets to come his way. Could be Caleb's safety blanket, there is no question, but you got Zay Flowers at 27, Keenan 28, George Pickens 29, Christian Kirk at 30, Tank Dell 31, and then 32 is Scary Terry McLaurin. So you do see in this situation where we could at least uplift the PPR upside once again for Keenan Allen. You know, could the Bears be playing from behind where, you know, Caleb does utilize Keenan that much more? But again, you load up so many wide receivers, you're going to have your days where Keenan's going to be an afterthought in this offense. He's not going to be relied upon as the wide receiver 1 in this offense like he was with the Los Angeles Chargers. It is very interesting as well. 3,400 yards last year with the quarterback room. Do we believe that Caleb can go 3,600 yards, 25 touchdowns? That is pretty bold for me. A lot of people in Chicago suggesting that the Bears are going to make the playoffs this year. I think 9 wins is a solid win of a season for them this year. 10, 11 wins in the playoffs, that means you've absolutely over-exceeded, in my opinion, in Chicago. But you're talking Zay Flowers over Keenan Allen. I'm kind of saying they're almost in a similar boat, so it's almost like they are ranked pretty close together in that respect. George Pickens, now with a Russell Wilson or a Justin Fields, he should see some more bread. Christian Kirk, now without a Ridley. You got Gabe Davis. He should come back to the fold as well. He's coming off that injury also, so you got to watch out for that. Tank Dell might be the one I think is a little bit better value than a Keenan Allen at this point, even though they got a Stephon Diggs, so more mouths to feed as well. You got to go with the veteran presence right now. But, I mean, ranked at 28 wide receiver, 55 overall, I'm projecting his points to be under 200. 186.9 with a potential boom rate of 68.5. He will give you your games, okay? this still puts him in the top 15 wide receiver category where you could snag him as a wide receiver at the wide receiver 28 spot, overall 55. So you got good value here also with a Keenan Allen. Likely going to be, if you're drafting a lot of running backs and you're waiting on your wide receivers, Keenan could be your wide receiver 3 in your offense this year in your fantasy football, which is not terrible whatsoever. I do like Keenan to be that guy. I'm even comfortable saying Keenan as my wide receiver 2 as we sit today, barring anything that does transpire moving forward in this offseason. But Keenan Allen and Mike Evans do possess very good value. And I mean, okay, yeah, they're aging veteran products, not prospects, but I mean, they will still provide. They will still provide the statistics that we require. Is it going to be hit and miss some games? I do believe so. Mike Evans, probably the better value, obviously, today than a Keenan Allen, but if Caleb Williams absolutely goes off the chain in his first year as a rookie passer, Keenan Allen's value is going to be absolutely off the charts. Return on investment, great value, and you can snag him late in your drafts to be your wide receiver 2 or number 3, which is very, very good. But there you have it. That is what risk on these wide receivers do we got this year in redraft half PBR leagues, because we got to find that value, man, and it's all about winning trophies, and that's what I'm about. So let's get this thing kicked off started right now, and we're going to continue down this path of great redraft content, no question. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts, and we'll see you next time. I am out.